How to build wealth without anyone knowing. 7 rules the rich never share. The wealthiest people you know don't look wealthy. The guy driving the Mercedes, posting vacation pics, wearing designer everything, statistically he's broke. The woman in the 15-year-old Honda, living in the modest house, never posts wins. She's probably a millionaire. And that's not an accident. That's strategy. Here's the painful truth. Broadcasting wealth attracts problems faster than it builds anything. The moment people know you have money, everything changes. Friends ask for loans, family has expectations, scammers target you. Lifestyle pressure forces you to spend more to maintain the image. You become a prisoner of your own success announcement. Meanwhile, actual wealthy people build invisibly. Silent accounts, private structures, zero social media flex. They let everyone underestimate them, while they're compounding millions nobody knows exist. I'm about to show you all 7 rules. Rule number 7 is how rich people actively make others think they're poor. It's the ultimate wealth protection strategy nobody talks about. If you're ready to build wealth without anyone knowing, hit subscribe. Comment silent if you're already building quietly, or loud if everyone knows your business and you just realize that's the problem. Here's the first rule that separates real wealth from fake wealth. Rule 1. Never discuss your income. Here's the first rule that separates real wealth from fake wealth. You never, ever discuss your income. Not with friends, not with family unless absolutely necessary. Definitely not with coworkers. Your income is classified information, and the moment you declassify it, your problems multiply. People who announce what they make face immediate, predictable consequences. Friends suddenly need loans they'll never repay. Family members have medical emergencies that coincidentally cost exactly what you mentioned making. Coworkers resent you. Either you make more and they're jealous, or you make less and they pity you. Strangers target you for scams because you just announced you're worth targeting. Then there's the social pressure. You tell people you got a raise to $120,000, and suddenly everyone expects you to pick up checks, upgrade your car, and move to a nicer place. You're trapped maintaining an image that matches the income you stupidly announced. There's a proverb written thousands of years ago that still applies today. Let another praise you and not your own mouth. People who announce their achievements are revealing insecurity, not success. Actual wealthy people? Income is private. Period. Studies back this up. People who openly discuss income report significantly more requests for money from their social circle, higher lifestyle inflation pressure, and more relationship conflict around finances. Meanwhile, people who keep income private report peace, privacy, and the ability to build wealth without external pressure. Wealthy people have mastered the deflection. Someone asks what they make. We do okay, can't complain, comfortable enough. Then immediate subject change. No apology, no explanation, just a polite redirect and move on. Here's what you need to practice. Deflection phrases that shut down income questions without being rude. How much do you make? Becomes enough to pay the bills and save a bit. Hey, did you see that game last night? Did you get a raise? Becomes, they take care of me. More importantly, how's your new project going? What's your salary? Becomes, I'm fortunate. Let's talk about something more interesting. How's your family? Notice the pattern. Vague acknowledgement, then instant subject change. Confident. No apology. Done. There's a tech worker who got a huge raise to $150,000 and made the mistake of telling friends over dinner. He was excited, wanted to celebrate. Within 2 weeks, one friend asked to borrow $5,000. Another made passive-aggressive comments about, must be nice to be rich. A third friend stopped inviting him to things because you're probably too fancy for us now. He learned the hard way. The second I announced my income, I lost friends and gained problems. Meanwhile, my coworker made $200,000, never told a soul. Same friend group, zero drama. Building wealth in complete peace. I realize silence isn't secrecy, it's strategy. Nobody can ask for money they don't know you have. Nobody can resent success they don't know exists. Your income is nobody's business. The moment you make it their business, it becomes your problem. Wealthy people understand this instinctively. That's why they never tell. Keep income locked down. Now here's what you do with your entire lifestyle to stay invisible. Rule 2. Live invisibly below your means. Keep income locked down. Now here's what you do with your entire lifestyle to stay invisible. Live so far below your means that nobody can guess what you actually make. Here's how people figure out your income even when you don't tell them. They look at your house, your car, your clothes, your vacations. Your lifestyle broadcasts your income louder than any conversation ever could. Expensive house in a luxury zip code? Everyone knows you're making 6 figures minimum. New BMW in the driveway? Assumptions made. Designer clothes, exotic vacations posted online? You just announced your tax bracket without saying a word. And the second people know or think they know what you make, the expectations start. The requests begin. The pressure to maintain that image becomes a financial prison. Warren Buffett is worth over $100 billion. He lives in the house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. Drives a modest car. Dresses like someone's accountant. He could live in a palace. He chooses not to. Why? Because nobody expects anything from a modest-looking billionaire. Research on millionaires proves this pattern repeatedly. 80% live in middle-class neighborhoods. They drive used cars, wear regular clothes, look completely, totally average. They're invisibly wealthy. Meanwhile, high earners in luxury zip codes look rich but are actually broke. Every dollar going to maintain the image everyone expects them to maintain. Here's the strategy. Live like you make half what you actually make. Make $200,000? Live like you make $100,000. The $100,000 gap? That's where wealth builds. That's the invisible zone where compound interest works magic while everyone thinks you're just doing okay. Stealth wealth means a modest neighborhood, not a luxury area. Reliable used car, not a status vehicle. Quality clothes without logos, not designer flex. 2,500 square foot house, not 5,000 square feet you don't need. Regular restaurants, not always the expensive ones. The gap between what you earn and what you appear to earn, that's your wealth building zone. And it only works if it's invisible. There's a doctor making $400,000 a year who bought a modest house in a middle-class neighborhood and drove a 7-year-old Toyota. His neighbors assumed he made maybe $80,000, 0 expectations. 0 requests, 0 pressure. He quietly invested $200,000 annually. 10 years later, he had $3 million invested and was financially independent at 45. His neighbor, who made $100,000 in a luxury area, spent everything keeping up appearances. Nice house, leased BMW, designer everything, saved $20,000 total over the same 10 years. Everyone thought he was rich. He was drowning. The doctor told me, I let them underestimate me. While neighbors assumed I was barely scraping by, I built wealth they'll never see. They think my old Toyota means I'm struggling. It actually means I'm free. Invisibility isn't deprivation. It's my wealth protection strategy. Live below your means, but do it invisibly. Let people think you're average. Be exceptional in your bank account, not your driveway. Live modestly on the outside. Now here's where you hide the wealth you're building. Rule 3. Build wealth in private structures. Live modestly on the outside. Now here's where you hide the wealth you're building. Private structures nobody knows about. Here's the problem with keeping all your money in regular checking and savings accounts. It's visible. Every time you check your balance in public, someone might see. Every time you mention it casually, people make assumptions. It's spendable, psychologically available for impulse purchases, and it's vulnerable to lawsuits, requests, and your own worst impulses. Wealthy people don't keep wealth where it's visible. They structure it privately, protect it legally, and grow it invisibly using entities and accounts most people don't even know exist. They use trusts to separate legal ownership, LLCs to hold real estate and investments, private brokerage accounts that aren't connected to checking, offshore accounts for legal tax optimization, multiple entity structures that create separation and protection. Why? asset protection, privacy, tax efficiency, and psychological separation from spending money. There's biblical wisdom here. The wise store up choice food and olive oil, but fools gulp theirs down. It's not just about accumulation, it's about structure. Where and how you store wealth matters as much as building it. Here's the practical framework. 3 levels anyone can use. Level 1, basic. Anyone can do this immediately. Open a savings account at a different bank than your checking. Completely separate, harder to access. Open an investment account at Vanguard or Fidelity that's not linked to daily spending. Max out retirement accounts like 401k and IRA, legally protected from lawsuits. Keep only 1 to 2 months of expenses in checking. Everything else, out of sight. Level 2, intermediate. Once you hit 50,000 invested, add a regular brokerage account beyond retirement. Open a high-yield savings account at an online bank like Marcus or Ally. Buy I-bonds directly from the government. Private, inflation-protected, invisible to casual observers. Level 3, advanced. For 500,000 plus or business owners. Establish trusts, revocable for flexibility, irrevocable for serious protection. Create LLCs to hold real estate anonymously. Set up multiple business entities for separation. Hire an asset protection attorney to structure everything properly. The principle across all levels. Separation. Operating money you touch daily. Emergency money you can't easily access. Growing money you absolutely don't touch. Protected money is structured legally to be invisible and safe. There's an entrepreneur who used to keep everything in one checking account. Every time he paid bills at a coffee shop, friends could see his balance. They knew when he got paid. Suddenly, loan requests appeared. The family knew when business did well, requests for help followed immediately. Money disappeared constantly. He was stressed, broke despite a good income. He restructured completely. A small operating account that everyone could see, maybe 3,000 visible. Investment LLC, nobody knew about. Trust holding real estate. Brokerage accounts at 3 different institutions. Friends now see the $3,000 checking balance and think he's struggling. Reality? 400,000 in invisible structures compounding quietly. He told me, visibility invited problems I didn't want. Privacy invited growth I desperately needed. Nobody can ask for money they don't know exists. Nobody can judge wealth they can't see. My checking account looks broke. My net worth is thriving. That's exactly how I want it. Build structures, separate money, hide assets legally, out of sight, out of requests, into compound interest, money hidden in structures. Now keep your mouth shut about all of it online. Rule 4, social media silence, money hidden in structures. Now keep your mouth shut about all of it online. Complete social media silence about any financial success. Every win you post is an invitation for problems. Got a raise equals friends mentally calculating how much they can ask to borrow. New car equals assumptions about your income bracket. Vacation in Bali equals being perceived as rich equals becoming a target for requests, scams, and resentment. And here's what makes it worse. The algorithm shows your success posts to exactly the people most likely to resent them. That cousin who's struggling financially, he sees your promotion announcement. Is that friend drowning in debt? She sees your new house post. You're not inspiring them, you're creating jealousy and distance while painting a target on your back. Studies on social media and wealth are brutal. People who post financial success reports receive 3 times more loan requests from their network, significantly higher anxiety about maintaining the image they created, more lifestyle inflation pressure to keep posting wins, and damaged relationships from jealousy and resentment. Meanwhile, actual wealthy people? Minimal or zero social media presence. No flex posts, no humble brags disguised as gratitude, no announcements of cars, houses, or vacations, private accounts or no accounts at all. Why? Because broadcasting success attracts problems like blood attracts sharks. Here's your framework. Never post these. New car or house purchases, vacations to expensive destinations, designer purchases or luxury goods, raise or promotion announcements, investment wins or business success milestones, anything that signals money. What's safe to post? Family moments that don't involve expensive activities. Hobbies that aren't obviously expensive. Pets, nature, and regular food. Thoughtful content, not flex content. Better yet, drastically reduce social media entirely. Wealthy people spend time building wealth, not posting about it. Social media is a time drain, a comparison trap, and constant pressure to flex. Delete it and watch your wealth compound while everyone else is busy performing for likes. There's a young professional who posted every single win on Instagram. Got a raise? Posted, blessed with this amazing opportunity. Bought a car? Posted, dream car unlocked. Vacation? Posted, living my best life. The result? Friends stopped inviting her to places because they assumed she was too rich for their budget activities. The extended family started asking for money. You're doing so well, can you help with? Scammers flooded her DMs with investment opportunities. She felt constant pressure to post the next win to maintain the image she'd created. She deleted Instagram completely and built wealth quietly for 2 years. Friends came back when she stopped making them feel inferior. Family stopped asking when they didn't see constant success posts. Scammers moved on to flashier targets. Her wealth doubled without the pressure to perform. She told me posting success felt amazing for 10 minutes. Then it created months of problems. Silence feels boring at first. Then it feels like freedom. Nobody expects anything. Nobody asks for anything. Nobody resents me. I just built in peace. That's worth more than any number of likes. Built in private. Celebrate in private. Compound in silence. Your success is nobody's social media business. Keep success off social media entirely. Keep your investments even more classified. Rule 5. Never discuss your investments. Keep success off social media entirely. Keep your investments even more classified. Never discuss what you own, how much you've made, or what strategies you're using. Here's what happens when you tell people about a winning investment. They want your advice. Then, when they lose money following that advice, which they will, because they don't understand your strategy, timeline, or risk tolerance, they blame you. You just became an unpaid financial advisor with all the liability and zero compensation. Mention you're buying certain stocks? Suddenly, you're the go-to expert for every broke friend who wants to get rich quickly. Discuss real estate deals? Everyone wants in on your strategy without understanding the 10 years of learning that got you there. Share crypto wins? Congratulations, you're now a target for hackers, scammers, and every desperate person who thinks you'll make them rich too. Warren Buffett files legally required SEC disclosures every quarter because he has to. But he doesn't call friends saying, I just bought 10 billion in Apple. The wealthiest investors in the world keep their specific moves private until legally forced to disclose them. Why? To avoid being blamed for others' losses. To prevent copycats who don't understand the full strategy. To reduce targeting by financial predators. To keep the competitive advantage private. Your investment strategy is intellectual property. Giving it away for free is financial stupidity. There's a proverb about this. Whoever goes about slandering reveals secrets, but he who is trustworthy in spirit keeps a thing covered. Trustworthy people keep confidences, including their own financial information. Here's your framework. Never share these specifics, individual stocks or crypto you own, dollar amounts invested anywhere, percentage returns you've achieved, property addresses or values, business revenue numbers, specific strategies with timelines. What's okay to share vaguely? I invest in index funds, not which ones or how much. I have some real estate, not where or how many properties. Building for long term, not specifics. General philosophy without tactics. Practice these deflection phrases. What stocks do you own? Becomes I'm boring, mostly index funds. Did you catch that game? How much have you made? Becomes some years good, some bad. Long-term focus. How's your project going? Should I buy Bitcoin? Becomes can't give advice, not qualified. Talk to a real advisor. Give zero specifics. Change the subject immediately. Never give advice even when pressed. There's an investor who casually mentioned to a friend he'd made 40% on a tech stock. The friend got excited. Which one? I want in. Feeling helpful, The investor told him. The friend bought at the peak. The stock dropped 30%. A friend lost $8,000 and blamed the investor. You told me to buy it. The relationship was permanently damaged. The investor learned. I thought sharing success was being generous. It was actually dangerous. Now I discuss investments with exactly two people, my spouse and my financial advisor. Nobody else. Period. Nobody can blame me for losses they don't know about. Nobody can copy strategies that stay private. Financial opacity is self-protection. Your investments are classified information. Share general philosophy, never specific tactics. Silence is your investment insurance policy. Investment details stay locked down. Business operations even more classified. Rule 6. Keep business dealings quiet. Investment details stay locked down. Business operations even more classified. Complete silence about deals, revenue, strategies, and operations until after you've already won. Here's why business owners who talk too much lose. Share your brilliant idea before execution. Competitors copy it and move faster than you. Mention revenue numbers. Partners suddenly want renegotiated terms. Reveal your strategies. You just handed your competitive advantage to everyone listening. Broadcast upcoming deals. Jealous people find ways to sabotage them before they close. Successful business owners are paranoid about operational secrecy. They don't share revenue even when directly asked. They never discuss suppliers or vendors. That's competitive intelligence. They don't reveal strategies before execution. They don't announce deals until after they're closed, signed, and irreversible. There's wisdom in Ecclesiastes. There is a time to be silent and a time to speak. In business, the time to speak is after victory, never before battle. Premature speaking kills deals and strategies before they have a chance to succeed. Studies on entrepreneurs prove this. Those who broadcast ideas and plans before execution face 60% increased competition, 40% have ideas directly copied before launch, and significantly higher failure rates than entrepreneurs who build in complete silence. Operational silence isn't paranoia, it's a competitive advantage. Here's the framework. Before launch or before a deal closes, tell absolutely nobody except essential partners and investors. Require NDAs for everyone involved in execution. Zero social media hints or teasers. Work in complete silence, even when you're excited. After success, still minimal disclosure. Never share full details. Deflect revenue questions. We're doing well without numbers. Don't explain exact strategies. That's giving away competitive intel for free. Keep vendor and supplier relationships completely private. Practice these deflection phrases for business questions. How's business? Becomes grateful to be busy. How's yours? What's your revenue? Becomes we're profitable and growing steadily. Can't share specifics. How'd you land that deal? Becomes right place, right time, lots of luck. Who's your supplier? Becomes good relationships built over years. Took time. Vague, polite, firm boundaries. No apology, no explanation. There's an entrepreneur who was building a software company and made a critical mistake. At an industry conference, he mentioned his product was launching in 3 months and enthusiastically described all the features. He thought he was networking. A competitor in the audience heard everything. Launched a copycat product 2 months later with faster execution. The original entrepreneur lost his first mover advantage and struggled to gain market traction. His big mouth cost him the business. He learned brutally. I thought sharing was building relationships and generating buzz. I was actually handing competitors my entire playbook. My next business? Built in complete silence. Zero announcements, zero hints. Launched with no warning. Dominated the market before competition even knew we existed. He continued. People asked what I was working on. Just a small project. We'll see how it goes. They assumed I was tinkering with nothing important. I was building a multi-million-dollar company in stealth mode. By the time they realized what I'd built, I already owned the market. Silence isn't paranoia, it's strategy. If competitors don't know what you're building, they can't build it first. Business success belongs to those who execute in silence and let results make the noise. Announce after victory, never before battle. Keep business operations classified. Now here's the ultimate stealth weapon. Rule 7. Let people underestimate you. Keep business operations classified. Now here's the ultimate stealth weapon that protects everything you've built. Actively let people underestimate you. This is the hardest rule because it goes against the human ego. Being underestimated feels uncomfortable. We want recognition. We want people to know we're successful. We want credit for what we've built. But that desire for recognition is exactly what keeps most people poor and vulnerable. Being overestimated is dangerous. When people think you have money, expectations follow. Loan requests appear. Family assumes you'll help with every problem. Friends expect you to fund activities. Scammers target you. Jealous people resent you. You become a prisoner of others' perception of your success. Meanwhile, being underestimated is protection. When people think you're just doing okay, nobody expects anything. Nobody asks for money. Nobody resents success they don't see. Nobody targets you. You have complete freedom to build wealth while everyone assumes you're average. Sun Tzu wrote in The Art of War, "Appear weak when you are strong." Military strategy applies perfectly to wealth. The best defense is looking like you're not worth attacking. Wealthy people actively cultivate underestimation. They drive cars worse than they can afford. Live in homes more modest than their income supports. Dress plainly without logos or flash. Downplay every success. Let people assume they're barely scraping by. Meanwhile, they're building empires in complete privacy. Here's your tactical framework for strategic underestimation. Appearance. Dress well but not expensively. Quality without obvious cost. Drive reliable but not luxury. That 10-year-old Honda is strategic camouflage. Live modestly even when you can afford a premium. Average neighborhood, reasonable house size. Conversation. Downplay wins consistently. Got lucky or right place, right time. Deflect success. Things are okay or can't complain. Never correct assumptions. If they think you make less, let them keep thinking it. Behavior. Don't always pick up the check, even if you can easily afford it. Decline expensive activities occasionally to appear budget conscious. Shop at Costco and Target visibly, even if you could shop anywhere. Let people think you're average while you're actually exceptional. The gap between their perception and your reality is where you build wealth in complete peace. There's a millionaire who wears jeans and drives an old truck in a small town. Everyone assumed he was barely getting by. One friend felt sorry for him and offered to lend money during what looked like tough times. The millionaire smiled, thanked him, and politely declined without explanation. Years later, the friend discovered the truth. That struggling guy owned half the commercial real estate in town, worth $8 million, invisible wealth hidden behind a poverty image. The friend asked, "Why didn't you tell anyone you were rich?" The millionaire answered, "Why would I? The moment people know, everything changes. They want money. They get jealous. They have expectations about how I should live, what I should drive, and what I should give them. I'd rather they underestimate me completely and leave me alone to build wealth in peace." Looking poor while getting rich, that's not deception. That's strategy. Let them think I'm broke. I'll keep being a millionaire. Best of both worlds. Let them think you're poor while you're quietly becoming wealthy. Underestimation is protection. Overestimation is a target. The ultimate wealth strategy is looking average while building millions nobody sees. All 7 rules have one thing in common. All 7 rules have one thing in common. Silence is strategy. Privacy is protection. Invisibility is wealth insurance. Never discuss income, it's classified. Live invisibly below your means. Let them underestimate what you earn. Build wealth in private structures, out of sight, into compound interest. Zero financial posts on social media. Broadcasting attracts problems. Never discuss investments. Financial opacity protects you from blame and copycats. Keep business dealings quiet. Competitors can't copy what they don't know. Let people underestimate you completely. The ultimate protection strategy. Loud wealth attracts requests, jealousy, scams, and expectations. Silent wealth compounds in peace while everyone assumes you're average. Pick one rule to implement this week. Not all 7, just one. Stop discussing income. Delete flex posts. Open separate accounts. Just start building invisibly instead of broadcasting openly. Hit subscribe if this changed how you see wealth. Comment on which rule you're implementing. Drop 1 through 7. Already building silently? Comment stealth mode and inspire others. Or loud if you've been doing this wrong. Want deep dives on setting up trusts and LLCs, stealth wealth lifestyle on any income, or what rich people do spend money on? Comment on the topic. You can look rich and be broke, or look average and be wealthy. Choose wisely. Build in silence. Let success whisper and never shout.